Hello there guys, Tap108 here, and I'm going to be talking about Saiyajins. Everyone's favorite race in Xenoverse to play as, boasted as the mightiest in the universe. But they're not all that strong, save for a few. Why? Well, I thought about it. My Dragon Ball thought about it. Sorry, I just had to make that terrible pun. The Saiyajins are actually a really weak race when you think about it, with the potential to be strong. Now first, let me explain why the Saiyajin race is weaker than you may have realized. Then I'll explain why they stayed so weak. Firstly, we look at the Saiyajins as a race. They're pitifully weak compared to the rest of Frieza's army. Zarbon and Dodoria stood above most Saiyajins at just 22,000, approximately. Only Vegeta ever came close, Ozuru excluded. And above them is the Ginyu Force, coming in at around 45,000 as the average. Ginyu at 120,000 and Goldo's number is unknown. A low-class Saiyajin only has a power level of 1,500, using Raditz as an example. There's an unknown mid-class, of which there are about 10, at least according to Akira Toriyama, and the Super Elite, which Vegeta had a power level of 8,000 as an adult. He and his father were the only super elites, again according to Akira Toriyama. Though it's likely they don't have many that achieve this rank, as it was exclusive to Vegeta and his father. Again, at least according to Akira Toriyama. Goku was regarded as a mutant by the Ginyu Force just for having a power level of 50,000, or what they perceived to be 50,000. Obviously Goku was much stronger, but they didn't know that. They just thought, hey, the Saiyajin is like 50,000, that's insane. And then Ginyu goes, well, he must be a mutant, just like us. So comparatively, the Saiyajin race, one that has existed for over 1,000 years, likely much more, produced rather weak warriors. If we view Raditz as the average warrior, being that he was a low class, and the majority of the Saiyajin race was low class, again, according to Akira, then the Namekian race, which had an average of 33,200, was much more powerful. Even the Namekian super elite, like Nail, was 42,000, far stronger than the super elites of Vegeta. Now it's clear that they're stronger than a weak race, like humans, who have an average level of 5, hence why infant Kakaroto would have stomped, pre-retcon. So now that I've proven that the Saiyajin race in DB terms is weak, because Yamcha, laughingstock of the franchise, can solo Planet Vegeta with utter ease by the Cell arc. But why was the warrior race so weak? Well, here's my explanation, one which I've had for a few years, that I dubbed the Saiyajin Class theory, and the main reason why they're weak is Uzuru, or the Great Transformation. Uzuru is the original Saiyajin transformation, the OG, a 10 times boost. Going off the Bardock special and the manga, the Saiyajins time their planetary attacks to be with accordance of the planet's full moon, ensuring victory. But this also limits progress. The greatest Saiyajin power is the Zenkai, the ability to recover from near death and become more powerful as a result. But in order to access this ability, you have to suffer fatal wounds. Using the Uzuru transformation will drastically decrease the chances of you being fatally wounded. So while this form is useful in ensuring victory and conquering a planet in the name of Lord Frieza, you're also limiting your progress, as you're not able to sustain any real damage to grow stronger from. So that's the reason why the Saiyajin race had no extraordinary growth. They are far too dependent on this transformation. Saiyajins like to fight in base, however, and don't take the easy route for victory, are more likely to benefit and grow stronger as a result. So the reliance on the Uzuru transformation was a handicap, but an understandable one. After all, Nappa with the Uzuru transformation surpasses or rivals the Ginyu Force, save for Ginyu, depending on what power level you give Nappa during the Saiyajin arc. Though that's not it. The class system and Saiyajin nature hold them back as well. The system of low class is perpetuated by Saiyajin mating rituals. There are no families on Vegeta, and they feel no attachment to their children. This lack of attachment meant that the children could die, and the parents wouldn't care, and vice versa. And the only real outlier to this scenario is the royal family, which explains some differences between Goku and Vegeta later in the series. But for right now, we're focused back on their fighting instincts rather than their paternal/maternal instincts. So a low-class warrior, like Bardock, and a low-class warrior, like Gine, will give birth to Raditz, another low-class Saiyajin. Mutually, a super elite, like King Vegeta, has a super elite son. So the system feeds into itself by condemning them to classes. Finally, it's their nature that really holds it back. Saiyajins love to fight above all else, and actually fought amongst themselves, often to the death, leaving an entire planet to only be inhabited by thousands, who repeat the cycle of the class system over and over again. Until DB-, which retcons in the existence of Super Saiyajin God, and that they fought in their base forms a lot more often. This status of continuously pushing yourself could give way to a powerful warrior. So the reason why powerful warriors and powerful Saiyajins did not exist prior to the Frieza saga, or the Frieza arc, is because the Saiyajins were limiting themselves. They weren't allowing themselves to progress. By timing their arrival to be with that full moon, they relied on the moon's power to give them easy victory. Now, when you have sadistic Saiyajins, or Saiyajins that just want to enjoy the fight more, they're more likely to fight in their base forms, which is more likely to cause injuries, and they're more likely to receive a Zenkai boost from it. However, if there's no struggle, and if they wipe out the planet with utter ease in their Uzuru forms, then they're not able to get that growing experience. And it's not likely that the Saiyajins trained at all, and as such, they are only able to remain at their low-class level. And this is the real thing that kept this system going. The fact that the Saiyajins relied too heavily on the Uzuru transformation, the fact that they didn't take advantage of their Zenkai boosts, and during the time period in which they did, the time of Bardock and King Vegeta, where the Saiyajins were more likely to fight in their base forms, more likely to become injured, more likely to grow stronger, Frieza became wary of the arrival of the Super Saiyajin, or the Super Saiyajin God, and as such, he wiped the Saiyajins out. Now, this may seem silly at first, but when you consider the rate of growth they could gain from a Zenkai boost, Frieza actually made a very wise choice. As we saw with Vegeta and Goku, and even Gohan, the rate of growth can be exponential if you're in near-death scenarios and you're fighting to your absolute max. And so, I would like to blame the Saiyajin race's weakness to their own hubris. They believed that they were the mightiest race in the universe, thanks to their Uzuru forms, their natural inclination to battle and use of ki, and their own ingrained fighting instincts. But due to their, as I mentioned, hubris and selfishness, they didn't realize the most effective way to capitalize on their power, such as training, fighting their base forms to get Zenkai boosts, and even going to planets alone. And I think that's the real kicker here. The Saiyajin race was weak because of itself, due to its own hands. The only real reason they were able to, expand in power at all is because Frieza gave them the technology to travel to different planets, and gave them the technology to become something else, to become something more. And I think that's actually a pretty interesting thought, because the reason why we consider Goku and Vegeta to be such prodigies, to be above the other Saiyajins, is because they took the precautions to both train and take advantage of Zenkai boosts. And when Zenkais were no longer an option, they continued to train and progress. And I think that's the real difference here. The original Saiyajins were not smart about the way they fought. They were not smart about the way they used their power, and they were not smart about the way they used their biology. And while it's true that Goku and Vegeta both have some outstanding circumstances that the original Saiyajins had no access to, they certainly weren't taking advantage of the things they did. Otherwise, they probably could have overthrown the tyrant Frieza. So I suppose it's lucky for Cold and his family that Frieza made the wise decision and killed the monkeys before they smartened up. So I really like to thank you guys for watching this video. It's a quick one. I know I promised a lot of Dragon Ball videos, so here I am getting them out there to you guys. And this is just the beginning. I wanted to use this one to set the groundwork for a video I'm about to do, which will be on Caulifla and the Universe 6 Saiyajins, which is not a video I'm really looking forward to, but I feel like it's something that needs to be said, because you guys know I have really strong opinions towards things, and when I see something I disagree with, I just have to get it out there, what my counterpoints are. So I hope you guys will see what I have to say about that, and tell me what you guys think about my theory. I think it really works. It works a lot better without Dragon Ball Minus, I will admit, because in Dragon Ball Minus they fight in their base forms a lot more. But the class system, having multiple classes, like low class, mid class, and elites, really works well to explain why they're so weak and why other characters are much stronger and why the classes even continue to exist. Because if low classes continue to have low class children, they'll continue to be low class. If the elites have elite children, they'll continue to be elites. And this could even explain maybe why Goten and Trunks are so strong, because their fathers are. There's a lot of credence to this theory, I feel, within the series itself. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Of course, my theory does not include outliers like Broly, but I really did enjoy making this video, and this is actually a really old theory, so I really enjoyed revisiting it and really taking another look at it. So, this is Tap108. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed, or dislike if you didn't. Hit me up in the comment section so we can talk about it. I really love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell. Again, we're having a podcast at 100 subscribers. I'm really looking forward to it. We're already over halfway there, and I'm really thankful to everyone who's already subscribed. You can follow us on Twitter. We don't really post things there. I mean, I post like the videos up there, but otherwise nothing. But I actually be really interested to see what you guys have to say in response to this video. And if you guys want to get any messages out there to us, Twitter is a good place to do it. You can follow us on Google Plus as well. We even have an Instagram account. And lastly, I've mentioned it before, but we have a Patreon. Again, I don't really want your money, but this is a hobby of mine, so if you would like us to improve the quality at a faster rate than just whenever we get to it, Patreon is the best way to do that. And with that, I feel like I've rambled on long enough. I ended up making this video over 10 minutes long, and that wasn't even my intention. And I have a lot of other things to do today and more videos to do, so thank you guys for watching again. Please come back, and I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day.